If you only had a short amount of time to see Peru and need to choose just one place, where would it be? Well, I ended up choosing Cusco. And let me tell you, I am not mad about that decision at all. Peru is known for its majestical ruins, Amazonian and Andean region adventures, and the cutest alpacas. Here's a guide to one of my favorite countries I have visited, but Big Daddy style. Hello, my name is Quinn, and this is the second video to my 3-part series of my South American series, where I traveled to 3 different countries in South America in 1 month. And today we are talking about Peru. Honestly, really amazing. One of my favorite countries I have ever visited. The culture is very laid back, conservative, but very polite. People are very intelligent and they speak so proper with humility, and just such an amazing experience. I absolutely loved it. I only had a short amount of time. Well, I had about a week and a half for this one, but I wanted to take my time every single place I went. With that, I started my adventure in Lima, capital of Peru. Also, because if you travel anywhere else, they are going to make you land in Lima, so you might as well just venture out. One thing I did wish I could have done is spend maybe an extra day in Lima, because I did not get to see and do everything that I wanted to do while I was there. I did spend 2 days in the city, and boy, it was great. We stayed in an Airbnb right in the center in one of the most beautiful tourist places in Miraflores. And that is one of the safer places you can stay. Many tourists end up staying there. And I stayed in Kennedy Park because that's, where all the picarones are. And if you don't know what that is, you need to look it up because they're delicious. And
tell the camera what you just got.
I got my picarones! Ah!
Yesterday they sold out. So this has been a 2-day thing for the so-called picarones.
I've been craving them ever since. I got to do things such as visit different parts of Miraflores, is what I did on the first day, and we did things like walk around the waterfront, which they do have. You could see the beautiful views and like all of the rocks. They have a place called Lovers Park that you can visit. Very cute. I was with my lover at the time, or still in my lover, but. Good morning, William.
Buenos días, mis peruanos de Lima. ¿Cómo estamos?
Where are we going?
We're going to Lovers Park.
We're gonna go to Lovers Park.
You already know why we're doing that.
What?
So
They have the big old statue of the lovers, so that's really cute. You see a lot of tourists just running around, going on jogs, just like locals wandering about. It's really cute, and there's just so much to do. Lima is a huge city. It is way bigger than I was anticipating, and with huge cities comes a lot of traffic. So just know that you're gonna be stuck in traffic all day long when you are there. I don't think there was a moment where I wasn't stuck in traffic. And I went there technically on the off season because it was winter time there. And it was foggy, raining, and reminded me of San Francisco. If you are going, do not go in the summer in the United States because it will be raining and foggy. So that was probably the downfall of that. We did not get very good weather. It was freezing cold. It is dry, it is not humid. When I was going to Peru, I was anticipating humid weather, but it was not. It was very dry, okay? Just had very California vibes to it as far as weather goes. Heads up, okay? So bring your jacket, look at the weather ahead of time because it does get chilly. Also, another thing that I did was I ate the food. Boy, when you are in Lima, eat the Japanese and Peruvian fusion dishes. Absolutely bomb. There's a lot of Asian, Japanese, Chinese influences, and because they had migrated there to Peru, so you'll see a lot of Asian people speaking Spanish, and it's a trip. And I just blended in so perfectly. I vibed, I didn't stick out like a sore thumb like I did in Panama, by the way, or Colombia. I was sticking out like a sore thumb, that little chinita over there. That was not me. I was just like, oh, okay. I vibe with you and you and you. You guys are my people, you know? Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Some food recommendations are, there is a restaurant in the central part of Lima, and there are really cool museums. Unfortunately, when I went, everything was shut down because there were like protests going on, so I wasn't really fully able to walk around. I do wish I had an extra day so I could have seen all of that. So plan a day to just go to the central district. It is pretty far from Miraflores because again, it is a huge freaking city. So make sure you're planning ahead for that. There are some Japanese fusion restaurants over there. So good, so delicious. And I'm gonna link the name right here along with some photos of me eating this food because it was delicious.
Make sure you get some sauce. Get some of the sauce.
The sauce good?
Yeah. You can eat it. You good? 5 out of 5? Good rating?
5 out of 5. There's also another place called Alto Quipes, which was broadcasted on Netflix under South American, Latin America, Street Food Edition. Sorry, Street Food of Latin America, South American Edition. Something like that, okay? And if you are into ceviche, then this is the place to go. It is super popular. The leche de tigre is super good. I'm not really into raw fish. I know, what kind of Asian am I? But the sauce was so, so good that it made up for it. Like, delicious. Also, other things you can do is go head over to the Barranco district and go to places like the shopping centers that are over there. There's a lot of people walking around, and go on the Bridge of Sighs where you and your lover can hold your breath and go over the bridge. And they say that if you can hold your breath through the whole entire bridge, you guys will be together forever. How cheesy. Watch this not even be the right bridge.
It's just some random bridge. All right, we're at Sighs. The
Bridge of Sighs.
The Bridge of Versailles?
No.
Oh, the Bridge of Sighs?
So the legend has it that if you walk with your significant other down the bridge and you're able to hold your breath the whole entire way, then you guys are gonna last.
You better hold that breath, girl. All right.
2, 3, go. Did you hold it?
Yeah.
Very good. I almost lost it because I almost laughed. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, also please do that. There all are ruins that you can visit. We also did not have time to do that. Again, it takes forever and a day just to get from one place to another. I'm just not into the whole big city thing for a long period of time, which is why we didn't spend more time there. But I kind of wish I did add an extra day. So if you do go, I would say plan 3-ish days while you are going there. Okay, from Lima, we then took a flight to Cusco. Yes. Mind you, Cusco is like 11,000 feet into the mountains, and when you get off the plane, you are gonna notice a huge difference in your breathing. It feels like there's a rock sitting on your chest because the elevation is so high. Whew, I'm already getting lightheaded just thinking about it. So just a heads up, you will feel different. Some people get altitude sickness. I did not experience that, but you can eat the cocoa leaves that they provide for you or bring your own altitude sickness medicine with you because you might get sick. Also, trying to walk around is crazy. Cusco is full of stairs upon stairs upon stairs upon stairs. The Airbnb we stayed in was in San Blas, which was higher up in the mountains. So guess what? More stairs just to go from one place to another. We walked everywhere. The streets are so itty bitty, so it makes more sense to walk around than to drive. I got my steps in, that's for sure. But upon that, of course, you can't go to Cusco without visiting the amazing 7 wonders of the world, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu was absolutely magnificent. It was crowded. So if you don't mind the crowds, then I would say go. Would I go again? Probably not because I already did it and I don't really like crowds. Honestly, it was worth it. The site was absolutely beautiful. And how many people can say that they visited Machu Picchu? And the history behind it is absolutely wonderful. You could get away without having a tour guide and paying that extra money for one. I think they pay you, they charge you an arm and a leg for tour guides and train tickets. Machu Picchu is just expensive overall. So if you want to skip out on it, that's up to you. But I'm happy I did it. Did I think I needed a tour guide? Probably not. I mean, it was kind of cool learning some facts from them, but next time I probably wouldn't get a tour guide. Unless if you do your research about everything ahead of time, you're not gonna need one. Also, we ended up opting to hike down the mountain instead of taking the bus down. My calves and my glutes were on fire.
Hiking down Machu Picchu right now. I'm dying. My legs are literally dying.
They were burning, you guys. But just know I was so fit on this trip from all the hiking and walking that I was doing. I am interrupting this program because I forgot to mention where we stayed when we went to Machu Picchu, and I can do a whole nother video on Machu Picchu if you guys want in-depth detail about it. I also do have it in my very first South America vlog that I made. I was still getting used to editing, so don't mind the editing in that one. I'll link it down below. Either way, anywho, we stayed in the Sacred Valley. If you don't know what the Sacred Valley is, it is a stretch of mountainous lands between Cusco and Machu Picchu, and their little towns in there like Urubamba, Ollantaytambo, Pisac. So those are all just examples of cities. We stayed in Ollantaytambo, which are these magnificent, cute little cobblestone towns that were built off of actual like Incan houses and towns, and we got to stay in one of those houses. It was super cute, super tiny, in the middle of nowhere, but they also have like fun activities that you can do. So that's an option if you don't want to take a train from Cusco to Machu Picchu, which is about a 4-hour train ride. You can opt to drive to the Sacred Valley, stay in the Sacred Valley, tour the Sacred Valley, and then take another train to Machu Picchu. And that's what we did. So again, if you want a video on that, let me know down below. Okay, and I'm back to my other video. Moving on, we ended up going back to Cusco from Ollantaytambo. Also, the food in Ollantaytambo was trash in the Sacred Valley, and you will find really dirty markets everywhere, grocery stores that barely have anything in there. If you can, look for the little cart vendors and make sure they're clean, because some of them wear gloves and you can tell they're very neat about it, and others who are kind of dirty about it. Avoid the restaurants, they're overpriced. Sanitation sucks. We did get food poisoning. I absolutely love the actual city part of Cusco. There is a lot to do and a lot to see. You can also do some excursions, such as visiting the Rainbow Mountain or Humantay Lake, which are awesome. We opted to not do that because we were already getting tired from traveling for, I think at that point, a little over 2.5 weeks. So we decided to stay chill and just stay within the city. I'm not mad about it. I do kind of wish I got to see Rainbow Mountain or Humantay Lake, but hey, I'm still happy that I was even there.
Oh yeah.
We also got to do some cool stuff. We got to walk around the historic center. There's just a lot of restaurants, and there are alpacas everywhere, okay? I was dying of joy and cuteness overload. There are going to be some pretty girls in dresses with alpacas next to them, so be aware, okay? Because they're going to say, hey, it's free to take a picture. Whenever somebody says something's free, it's not free. So they're going to ask for money afterwards, just a heads up. Also, there are tons of ruins surrounding. There's one called Sacsayhuaman, a lot of hiking, so much hiking. I love hiking, okay? So those are other things you can do when you are in Cusco. Just remember the altitude is so high. It takes 5 times harder for you to do a hike than it is if you were not 10,000 feet up in the air. So keep that in mind, okay? The people are very sweet and kind. Nobody really speaks English, so make sure you have some Spanish with you, some basic Spanish. I can speak pretty basic Spanish, and my boyfriend speaks fluent Spanish, so it all works out for that. My Airbnb only cost me about $40 a night. Super cheap, wonderful view of the city. Again, it was high up, so if you have a hard time climbing upstairs or just physically incapable of doing hard things, then I would not recommend staying in this part of town, San Blas, which if not, stay in that part. It is nice and very safe and quiet. A lot of tourists stay there. Just beautiful, beautiful views of the city. Another thing that I did to save money is that I cooked some meals some of the nights because one, I was getting a little bit tired of some of the food there, and then two, I just missed home cooked meals at that point. So they do have better grocery stores here in this part of the city, in the actual city, than they would outside of it. So take advantage of that. Well, there is my guide to Cusco, Peru, and a little bit of Lima. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next part, Colombia, also an amazing destination. Without further ado, if you like this video, please subscribe and like that like button. Also, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or want to add anything. And ding that notification bell icon so you can be alerted when I get a video. All right. Big Daddy out.